if the president was listening to some of these shows, he might be able to duck a bullet. Because anytime you tell me a story ran in, in his first administration, he that couple slipped in the White House state dinner. Now think about this for a minute. It is easier to slip into heaven than it is to slip in the White House, huh? If you and I go to the post office tomorrow and I jump over the counter, that's a federal crime, huh? How can it be a federal crime if I jump over the post office counter, but slipping into the White House on the false pretense with another head of state there, that's not a federal crime? So is this president in charge or not? We talk about, oh, God, did you see how he looked on that first debate? He looked on that first debate because he was told what they found out, that General Petraeus and a bunch of them others were planning on overthrowing the government. That's why that look was on his face. That's why he sounds stupid. And then they tell us it was about some pussy, man. Oh, someone who cares about a ignorant general who will shoot at God having sex with a woman? Huh? Go to Colombia. Do you know how the number one drug cartel in the world, they kill mayors, they kill governors, they kill soldiers, they kill cops? And he got somebody around him that's so clever and so unconcerned about him, they let him go to Colombia for a briefing? Huh? And then all at once, the 11 agents, that's the 11 agents they sent in to guard his car. They was out chasing booty, man. Well, you can do that all the time. You're not joining his car every night. And nobody seemed to be upset in the White House about it, including the president? Huh? Who's really in control? A $48 whole bill tied up the whole world. Oh, no, she wasn't no hoe. She probably is, but she was an undercover CIA agent. That's how they found out about it, huh? And I can know it, and the president don't know it? What is this about? I'm the one who released the pictures with Ron Brown with the bullet in the back of his head. They killed all them people, then crashed that plane because if Ron Brown came back, he'd have to go testify, and a whole lot of stuff would have come out, huh? And so that's what we're talking about. And he's sitting there and not paying no attention when he went out to Arizona and that white woman governor shook her finger in his face. Well, if you, the head of this state, and there's a whole lot of people would die for you in the National Guard, then is there somebody up on the roof? I'm taking my lead from you. You the governor. You the head of the National Guard. Huh? And your leader shake his finger in my face, and the people around him let him keep going like it's business as usual? Or is there a different protocol for a Negro president? Huh? And so when you stop and think about the story that just broke last week, all the papers, the New York Times, it was last, here's the story. Richmond, Virginia, presidential steal plead guilty. Now listen to this. Plea deal. A man pleaded guilty Wednesday, that's his last Wednesday, to stealing a truck that contains President Obama's audio equipment and other office trippings, including the presidential seal and the podium. Now, here's a man fixing to go and speak outdoors, and somebody steals it, and then just steal it, didn't get caught. They found it the next day, a couple blocks away in a parking lot. Who's watching the president? Huh? Who's watching the president? It was a 2005 van owned by the Defense Department. We got the baddest military in the world, and somebody come up, and they said he pleaded guilty by himself. Listen, a fool know if I'm going to assassinate the president or harm, I'm not going by myself. I'm taking a partner. I'm not just going to shoot out of a tree. I'm going to steal the van, and they stole it from. This is what we're saying. The van minutes it contained that they recovered the next day. Said, oh, nothing was missing. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. And it never hit the paper till the other day. We think we're living in a free, democratic society. You got a man that's supposed to be one of the bright minds on the planet, President Obama. He's getting ready for the inauguration, and the pastor he preached to do the benediction. It's not just anti-gay. He said 15 years ago in a speech that all gays should be electrocuted. Well, who's watching the ship, man? I mean, have they put him out and turned him into a zombie? He's bringing a gay lesbian band in from St. Louis, a gay poet to read poetry from Cuba. He's a Cuban on the way from. And yet he'll bring in this gay bashing minister, and none of his people know it. I'm not buying that. I am not buying that at all. I know he didn't know it. So that's what we're looking at. That's what we're looking at. And the next day it's off the pages. And nobody said, wait a minute, man. General Petraeus and them, the black guy in general is over the African death in Africa. He gets busted, and they say because he's buying expensive clothes for us. No, he was part of it. They took an admiral, took him off the boat in the Indian Ocean. 40 of them been busted. Only one paper ran it, and one magazine is GQ, and then they snatched that off the market. And then last week, a major article, not the London Times, the London Guardian, one of them papers like that, did a front page story on how there was almost an attempted coup, and the New York Times, Washington Post, not one paper in America touched it, huh?
And I also like to bring up what happened around with what happened in Colombia with the president, with the Secret Service agents. Like, what about this situation with one of the senior Secret Service agents, Rafael Prieto, I believe his name, allegedly committed suicide just a couple of days before the election? I mean,
he knew something. He knew something. He committed suicide. He knew something. No, he knew something. And so, Bob, take him out. Take him out. But like I say, it's whoever's handling president, it's their fault for letting him go someplace like that.
Do you feel like the president's life is in danger from internally? I mean, you talk about a coup with General Petraeus and like overthrowing.
And the only reason they caught it was some Russian spies told it, and Putin killed all the spies that told him.
Oh, real wild.
Okay. Yep. You say the president's life in danger. Didn't I tell you the plan they was going to kill Romney? They're going to stop with the president. Don't think it's a black thing. That helps. But Lincoln was killed, huh? Kennedy was killed. And when you get through with the show, get on your computer and pull up Kennedy's executive order of June the 4th, 1964. You got that? The order, executive order 11110. You sign it, it takes 6 months for it to go into effect. He'd sign the executive order to do away with the Federal Reserve. Huh? Hello. But they make everybody think it was civil rights. Then go 100 years back to 1863, and Abraham Lincoln signed the executive order to do away with the central bank. Now you see why they put God and trust on it.
So really, none of this stuff has to do with black folks, civil rights, or slavery.
You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Nothing,
yes, sir.
No. And the good thing now, we got computers. You can pull it up.
Yeah, I just pulled it up right now. I'm looking at it right now. So this is the reason why Kennedy got killed, because he was messing with the money flow of the Wall Street folks.
That's what it was.
That's the same thing with Lincoln.